right, and welcome to today's training, cracking the code on the Instagram algorithm. I know how frustrating it can be, and let me know if this is you. If you are one of those people who feels like you're starting to make some progress with Instagram, and then all of a sudden, boom, the algorithm hits. Or maybe you're someone who is newer using Instagram for the purpose of business, and you're just like, okay, how does all of this work? I don't know how to get comments. I don't know how to drive sales in my business. I don't even know how to get people to my page. Let me know if one of those is you. Drop me a comment there in the comment section. I'd love to know what your experience is with using Instagram. Today, I'm actually going to help you understand much more in depth about the Instagram platform and share some things and strategies with you that no one is just giving away, but I'm going to give them away today because I want to see you win, okay? So if you're here for it, drop me some diamonds. And as always, if you know anyone that can really benefit from the value that I'm about to drop for you today, maybe they're starting their business, maybe they're an influencer or wanting to become an influencer, maybe they're a coach, whatever it might be. If you know anyone who would want to learn exactly how to use Instagram to never, ever think about or worry about the algorithm again, snap a shot of the video, send it off in your story, on your feed, wherever, drop that link so that they can get this value too, because I'm not gonna do gimmicks. You're not gonna get little tips or nuggets. I'm gonna tell you my exact strategy for how I use Instagram. And what's great about my strategy is that I got it from Instagram. So I only use Instagram as my source. And once I really started to understand exactly these cryptic little messages that their engineers or employees will give out and really started to put this together, it made all the difference. I used to get frustrated about the algorithm as well. I used to get frustrated when I was offline, especially like I'm in that hustle, I'm ready to make things happen, and then boom, Instagram is down. Really? So I really had to dig deep to understand the messages that they were getting and giving, and understand how to make those work inside of my brand. And I'm gonna share those with you today. If you don't know me, I am Tori Torres. I'm the CEO of the Posh Girls Club. Of course, I'm the founder, creator. I started this company 2.5 years ago because I wanted to help and give back resources of things that I learned owning Posh Life Bling, running Posh Life Bling for 17 years, and taking my brand from the living room to the red carpet and figuring out how to get celebrities to reach out to me, how to get backstage at swag and events that really helped me put my brand on the map, from selling, 1 to 10 to 15 products each month at about $1,000 a pop, anywhere between $500 to $1,000 a pop, depending on my person, whether they're buying 1 or 2 or their budget, how much bling they wanted, to creating a company that I could now scale it, because that was really not scalable. Honestly, I was tired all the time. I was working all the time. If you're in a custom made business, you feel me, guy? And all I did was work. So I created a way to develop that case of the month and now sell it for way less, so I can sell it to more people, about 1,000 people every single month. And so that brought me to Instagram. And the reason I was able to sell that kind of product was because I have always used social media to sell my products. I started on MySpace way back in the day, selling products. I had a business profile, not a personal profile. Took that to YouTube, growth hack to YouTube, did videos in my case of the month, talked about what my different celebrities were ordering, used that to create influence. And now I package all that up, all that knowledge, all that information that I've had for nearly 20 years. Can you believe it? And now I offer that to my community because, like I said, I want to see you win, and I want to provide resources that are affordable for whatever stage you are in your business. So of course, Of course, at the end, I do have an amazing product that I want to share with you. Once I drop all this value in your lap and you see exactly what I'm doing and how it's helping me, how it's helping my community members, my private coaching clients, and if you see the value, then you'll want it and you'll hop in. So we're not going to spend too much time on that. I'm just going to dive right in to today's training. Thank you so much for being here. Drop your, let me know what type of businesses you have. I love to really get an idea of what the people in my community are doing, because that's where my examples come from. I then do go and look at your businesses. And if you're inside of the communities, I create solutions based on my girls' businesses, so I can make sure that they're getting the actual solutions that they need. So by all means, drop your businesses. I do go and snoop. I'm nosy. I do go snoop and I do go check out your pages and your businesses. So definitely drop that in there. Now, let's talk about the 3 things that Instagram uses to basically rank your content. First thing that Instagram does is they go by interest. They want to take a look at what the interests are of you, or more specifically in this case, of what your customer is interested in. So if you notice, they have gotten so good about this, almost to a fault lately, where you go, sometimes I'm afraid to click on a particular post because I don't want the algorithm to work. I don't want it to show me more of that content. And so I have to literally click in and say, no more of this, okay? So they're gonna basically base all of the activity that a person is doing on Instagram based on the interest, the things that they show interest in. And if you notice, to take that a step further, they do this with, if you're watching more IGTV, you're going to get more IGTV. If you're watching more stories, you're going to get more stories as you scroll through the Discover page. They're paying attention. If you click on inspiration, guess what you're going to get more of? Inspiration. If you click on relationship memes or relationship content, you're going to get more of that. If you click on food or nails or whatever it is, you will start being fed more of that content. The ranking is first based on the interest that that person is showing in a particular type of content, and so they will get fed more and more of that content. The second thing that Instagram will tell you is they base their ranking again on how often the posts were put up, how often or how recent your last post was. So if this is one thing I don't understand, I've actually heard people say it doesn't matter how much you post, it matters how much you post. What doesn't matter is where you're posting it. So whether you're posting Instagram stories, whether you're posting in your feed, or whether you're posting IGTV, none of those matter, because Instagram has said that they base the rankings, that the rankings there are even. They don't care which type of content you're sharing. What they care about is that you are consistently sharing content. So again, you can't post one day and then a week later think you're going to you put up a post and think that you're going to start getting that engagement and that you're going to be able to have a consistent engagement to show up. The more you post, the more it's going to show your posts to people who have an interest in what you are posting, and they're going to see more of it. To go a little bit further with that one, Instagram specifically said they're trying to match the visual as well as the content that's put inside. That's why long form posts work so well, but we'll get into that shortly. So they're actually matching this for the people that that you've previously engaged with, or that your customer has previously engaged with, which helps put you equal with brands that are in your market, that your target customer now has an option because they see you and not just them. The next thing that Instagram is looking at is the relationship. So they want to see how often you're in touch with the people who they're putting you in front of. So this is great if you've got people that post all the time on your page. Maybe they have saved or they turn on notifications for you. So you see them all the time, or they see you all the time. You see them posting on your feed, especially when they like show up first. I love that. It's so much fun. Especially when it's the same people over and over and you start to notice them, that they're the ones that show up first. Go and talk to them. Go to your DMs, shoot them a message, shoot them a quick video. Hey, thank you for liking my content. I so appreciate you. Go engage, start up conversations, go to their page, go post on their page. Why not spend 5-10 minutes a day doing this and watch how much your ranking increases? Not only will you be shown to them more often, but you will get shown to more people because your engagement, more people specifically looking for recent content. Okay, you see how this keeps going back of people who are interested in what your brand is all about and what your brand represents. So as you can see, those three elements are very closely linked. Now that you understand, Instagram is content driven. So everything that you're doing or not doing on the platform is determining how successful you are or not. So the type of content, again, it doesn't matter whether it's IGTV, whether it's your feed, whether it's your stories. What matters is consistently delivering a consistent message inside of your posts. That is the key element that Instagram is looking for. So it's very important. Probably the most important thing you will do with regard to Instagram and reaching more people and not worrying about the algorithm is understanding who you are and what you want to say so that you can consistently say that message to the right audience over and over. All right, so let's look at your goals, okay, and the plan that you're creating for your Insta success. I sent you a PDF, which if you can open it up, if you can download it or print it or whatever the case might be so that you can take notes. These are going to be some very important elements that you'll need to think about, from branding to your brand identity, your message, to there's mood boards, all types of information that's going to help you get crystal clear on your brand DNA or your brand core. So I have this process that I refer to as the DNA, which breaks down into 3 different components and elements that you're going to need to create a winning plan for Instagram. That is the D for the deliverables and what it is you're offering people. The N is for the niche and the exact customer that you are going to serve. And then the A is for the authority that you're going to create, which brings you to the full core of who you are. So let's get started. Drop me some diamonds if you're ready to get this DNA blueprint. So of course the D is for deliverables, and that is going to come across in your brand identity. So you are going to brand like a boss. Okay, and when I say brand like a boss, I mean wherever you are on the scale. If you got a $20 budget, put that $20 budget to the best use that you can. That might really just involve you spending the time to fill out the workbook, click on the links inside of the workbook, and get in there and start really researching and getting an idea and a feel for the elements that you like the most and infuse those into your brand. Okay, so wherever you are, brand like a boss and make it intentional. Be sure that you're taking the time and the effort to make your brand stand out, because guess what? Other people are. Other people are taking themselves very seriously. They're not wasting time. They're jumping right out here and making sure that they're putting their best foot forward. And essentially, that's really all you want to do, is make sure that you're putting your best self forward so that you can be a great representation of your brand. So primal branding is the first step of really understanding that deliverable and what you're going to present to people. And primal branding consists of several elements. Let's dig in. The very first one is your creation story. So your creation story creates relatability, a connection, a relationship with your dream customer. So right off the bat, tell me one thing that you know about me. I know you do. You know at least one thing, because one of those things got you here, okay? That is because we begin to build a relationship. You hear me say all the time. In fact, I started out the video this way. I started in my living room and took my business to the red carpet. So your creation story is the story of your brand's hero, or the focus of your brand, and the person that your ideal customer would want to go along that journey. So that's not to say that we've got to have the same story. Let's just be clear. You don't have to have been married or married early or eloped or divorced or have children and be a mommy. None of those things. What matters is you're relating to my brand. You're building that know, like, and trust factor. You like, I know this girl, I like this girl, I trust this girl because I can see her story. I can see her ups and downs and her struggles and her wins. And the wins and the struggles, they let me know that it's possible for me too. Now, a lot of people won't do this. They think, oh, I sell t-shirts. I don't need a creation story. Why do you sell those t-shirts? What is the purpose of the t-shirts? How does it resonate with the person that you want to buy it? Because it does resonate, and those become really important factors, especially now in the state of social selling. People want to connect to the people they do business with. That's because it's possible more than ever before. So if you're building those relationships with your audience through your creation story, you're going to sell a lot more products because people can relate to you, they can believe in you, and they can touch you in a sense. Okay, they can make contact with you. And that is the great thing about being able to sell using social media. Now, the next thing you're gonna need is your mantra. She who dares wins. Okay, for me, that's a whole vibe. That is a whole vibe. And my dream customer, the person that I'm going to work with, that wants to work with me, she's daring. She's willing to bet on herself, even if no one else bets on her. That is something that's a commonality in between us, where she believes in herself and she dares to take on whatever comes her way, and she's gonna win because of it. So that's gonna be the next part of your primal branding. Part 3 would be like your terms. So your different phrases. You know, we are a Jiffy, Instagram approved Jiffy brand account. So inside of the Jiffies, when you go to like the GIFs or whatever inside of your Instagram stories, you swipe up, you put in Posh Girls Club, and boom, there's a couple that are going to pop out and stick out at you. So the one that's like, yes, because we know that's like my favorite phrase ever. Hashtag knock it off. I'm here for it. Hashtag since day one. These are common terms and phrases that are very specific to the Posh Girls Club and the culture here at the Posh Girls Club. So when you have that, when people instantly think of you, when they hear those things or they use those things, and again, you become the person that sticks into their brain, and that's primal, that's internal, that is impactful when you have impacted someone so much that they find themselves saying the things that you say, okay? So literally, yes, I literally just saw someone, my Instagram is going crazy, someone literally just typed it. So they know that's one of my catchphrases to say it all the time. So you want to create that kind of relationship with your audience that they're throwing back your terms at you. Now, the next one is the emotion. You want to be creating an emotion for your customer. Ask yourself, what emotion do you sell? What emotion do you sell? Are you selling like women's empowerment has an emotion behind it. There's a feeling of empowerment. There's a feeling of fierce freedom, courage, all of those, excitement. All of those are feelings that resonate with people, with the right audience and the right customer. What emotion are you selling? Okay. Now, the next part of primal branding is your impact and your impression. So this one is really big. In business school, one of the things that they actually had us do was an exercise where they were like, what do you want people to say If you were just finished talking to someone about a presentation, or if you were interviewing for a job or whatever it might be, what do you want the person to, in this case, when it's your brand, what would you like people to have said about you after coming in contact with you? Because guess what? They're going to say something, okay? They're going to say something. So you want it to be a really profound and lasting positive and not a negative. And then the final one is to think about the regret, to think about what will a person miss out on if they don't do business with you, if they didn't come in contact with your brand, if they didn't get into that course that you're offering. What will they miss out on? And what will they wish I had done it because? Very, very key element in your primal branding process. Now, let's move on to the next one. The next one is N for your niche. Niche is the person that wants your deliverables, the person who needs, wants, and desires what you have to offer them. And you got to get so clear on your niche. One of the very first thing you should always do in your business is be focused. Focused and clarity on the exact person will save you so much time. You're not going to go searching for people. I never go searching for audiences. When you have a clearly defined niche, your audience should be searching for you daily. And then what's so great about that is you can do something like run a Facebook ad or an Instagram ad because you know exactly what that person looks like. And so now you can replicate the audience with Facebook ads, which is just such a tremendously incredible tool. So you want to get clear on the exact person who needs, wants, and desires your product. Where are they? What do they do? Where do they hang out? What is their day like? What are the people they surround themselves with like? Who do they want to be? Why are they coming to you? And how are you going to transform them and take them to the next level of who they want to be? The next part is going to be the A for authority. The authority is where you really start to create influence and let your person know exactly who you are and how you transform them in that hero's journey, or that journey from where they are and where they want to be. You're going to be so clear in those deliverables, whether it's IGTV and your Instagram feed or your Instagram stories or YouTube or wherever you are setting up your authority. You are very clear on that. Now, this again is several parts. So brand styling comes into play because you want to make sure that people are able to see you and you stand out over other brands. So quick example, brand styling is basically, think about your graphics, your story graphics or your feed graphics, and people are going to first be impacted by that. Before they ever get any further into your brand, you got to cast the net with those branded graphics or whatever the graphics are that you're using. And I saw this post on Instagram once, not too long ago, but it was so impactful for me that I actually changed the way we do our graphics. So here's an example. The post had in bigger writing, it said, "You will look at this first." That was in the center. And then there was a line underneath toward the bottom that was a little smaller. And it said, "Next, you'll look at this." Or next, you'll read this. You'll read this first. Next, you'll read this. And then really tiny at the top, it said, "And you will read this last." Kind of mind blowing, but it's our brains are triggered to go to the bigger writing first, right? To go to what pops out. So as people are going through Instagram and they're scrolling their feed, you want to make sure that your graphics are going to pop out. Not only that they're just big, but they're also appealing to your ideal customer. So as they're scrolling through, they really want to stop and look and engage and then share, but we'll get more into that momentarily. Now, identity is the other part of your authority. What is the identity and the visual appeal that you're giving to your brand? What does the person perceive your brand to be? You always want to think about this from the outsider's perspective. So get some people on the outside, get a team of people who maybe you can be this for one another, where they're helping you see how your audience sees your brand, because we all see our brands from a specific way on the inside, right? We love them. They're our babies. We grow them. We watch them grow up and all these cute things. But the the exterior experience might be completely different. So you want to make sure that your identity is matching what you believe it is, and that your message and your voice are also very clear, which are the other two parts of the authority. Now, your message is different from your voice. Your message is what you say. Your voice is how you say it. So like if you go through my Instagram feed or stories or anything, IGTV, whatever it might be, you literally feel like I'm talking to you. It sounds exactly like my voice. It's very clear and it's very consistent, because I am the hero in my story, in my brand's story. Whoever the hero is, or the focus of the person whose journey you're going on or taking the customer on, whoever that person is, it should be very clear, very evident through the voice and the tone and the message. Okay? Drop me some diamonds if that makes sense. You guys are still with me. I know I just go and go and go. But now we're going to move into the next part. And that is when you take the DNA and you combine it, you now have your brand core. This is the makeup of your business. It's all three parts that come together, that become the focus of everything that you are going to write for Instagram. Not just Instagram though, your blogs, your email automations, your stories, your feed, all of those places. It starts to come together as the clearest message ever to create the one thing that you need the most for Instagram beyond your graphics, and that is your content. You gotta be able to deliver that consistent story, because that's how Instagram knows where to put you. Whew. Okay, so this is the best part. This is where everything starts to come together and it makes sense, and you don't need all these little tricks and gimmicks that people are talking about. Yes, there are some things that you can do to enhance how we do this all the time, like in the IG stories, like little ways to get more people to see it, like turning that photo into a video by adding a GIF, or squeezing down adding a hashtag and a location. You can add multiple hashtags, which I actually don't suggest doing anymore, because when I don't do them, I get way more. If I just use one, I noticed I get way more activity than when we were doing like 10 and stuff, because the algorithm changed. So constantly test it. If you feel like you're not getting as many views in your story, maybe do less locations and less hashtags, and maybe do hashtags and only one location, and hashtags and then another location after that one that's nearby, right? So you can get picked up in the story. So those kinds of things, sure, those things work. I'm talking about how you actually grow your Instagram and never worry about the algorithm, okay? This is how you do it. You get to the core, and then let's move on to the next part. Get to the core. Instagram completely are like, oh girl, that's where you want it to be? Why didn't you just say that? Now they know how to place your brand inside of the algorithm. They know because you're so consistent, you're so clear in whatever it is of the product that you sell. So now you can create those topics around your niche, which you should be able to do in that workbook that I gave you. Create your topics. This is why I talk all the time about brand pillars, because it gives you stuff to talk about that's consistent. So you can go, whether you're talking, for me, it's branding, content, monetize, growth, and influence, right? So if I'm talking about branding, I'm going to specifically talk with those keywords and those hashtags and that text that's going to mention branding. It's going to talk all things branding. It's going to be clear with anything that I'm talking about with branding, and my hashtags, I'm going to match those up to do the same thing. I'm not going to add my branding hashtags to my content hashtags because they don't go together. So that's another part of it. You're now going to get so consistent where your hashtags become focused on the product that you are connecting. Okay. So that little exercise is in the workbook. Drop me some diamonds if that's resonating with you and it's making sense. And you're like, I get it. I completely understand how Instagram is putting together my content. I completely understand what they're looking for from me. Definitely let me know, because I want to make sure that it makes sense. So think about this. Consider, how can you provide value around your product every single day and share that online. Think about every single day how you can take one topic around the product that you're making, the product that you're selling, the service that you're giving, and share value around it and create a consistent schedule around doing that, because that is when you will start to notice how much it doesn't matter whether Instagram is like glitching out all day. It doesn't matter what's happening on the platform. You are consistently going to reach the right market if you are doing this, because that is essentially how the Instagram algorithm sees you. Okay. And then, so the next step of that would be to figure out how to take that content and, like I said, share it more consistently in a daily or hourly or however you want to break it up throughout the day. I like to do this where it's kind of quarters of the day, so there's always something running. So on a day like today, where I've been like running around like a crazy person doing so many things, there's still stories going. And although there's nothing in there's only, I think, one new feed post today, which is very not like us. It's not like me at all. There's still content running, and I've literally, while recording and watching like after like, comment after comment come through on this while I'm recording here on my fabulous iPhone. So that is why you won't ever have to worry, because people will begin to share your content too. Your people for free sharing your content to their audiences. That's all day, every day growth hacking. Okay, sometimes I grow by 4,000 people a day or more, 10,000 a week, because I had a great piece of content that went out and it had all the right components, and then people shared it over and over and over, and then the next day they shared that same content, and then I sent that back to my story, so that every single day, because I know this is translating really well. Not only that, let me make more content just like this, because I know my people love this. And then you add in those keywords. So just like Google is for YouTube, Facebook is for Instagram. So you're able to use the biggest people database and then take those keywords and drop them in to reach more people through the content development. Okay. So you can take those hashtags, be consistent in the hashtags that you're putting together with those amazing graphics. Then you can take the keywords and make sure you're using those keywords inside of your post. So wherever you're posting, whether it's IGTV in the description, whether it's the story post, the actual written caption helps drive more engagement and eyes and visibility to your post. Then you're going to take those, send them to your stories, shout them out, just add in your hashtag, squeeze your stuff down like I told you before, do all the things, okay, and send it out on your story. And now you're just driving more and more traffic with every single post, with every single interaction and every engagement, because all of it is specific to the core of your brand. You're not using generic hashtags for each of those posts. You're using the ones that are going to create the right content for the post to be read. And this is how Instagram sees you. Finally, you're going to move the right audiences, the ideal dream customers, off to your conversion site. Now, you've got several options here. There's several things that you can do to help this person or to get them more value from your product. So you could do a value delivered, where you create a value offer for that person so that they opt in to your email. So now you have collected them, and now you don't have to worry about, oh man, the Instagram algorithm today. Am I going to have people? Are my people going to come back? Are my people going to see my posts? It won't matter, because they're going to be inside of your email going through your different automations. You can even do an offer. If you want to do an offer, I usually suggest a value offer, because especially for the purpose of collecting people off of social media, because they don't know you yet. Usually the people that know you are going to go shop your website, hang out on your website, hang out in your emails, your YouTube, or wherever else you might be. But the people who don't know you need to get to know you. And the quickest way to do that, the quickest way to get them in, is to just give them a simple way to use your product better. Teach them something they didn't know about your product and how to use it. Okay, it can be an informational, so it could be like a blog post that you're sending people off to give them more value, a vlog as well, VLOG, where you are explaining something, or it's a quick video or a tutorial or a quick training of some sort, or a VSL, which is a video sales letter. So you really could do like a quick story about your hero in the journey, quick 5-minute video that's going to make them want to opt in to that sale. Okay, or it could be something as simple as a social invite. So you could be like, hey, come and like or follow or whatever. One of the lower converting options. But the goal is to get that person to the conversion site, which ideally would be a landing page or a lead page that's going to give them value to opt in to your opt-in, your value offer. Okay, now this is where Instagram loses its power over your business. Completely gone. You are no longer relying on them to power your business and your funnels, because you're going to take that audience that they're bringing to you, those people that are starting to opt in, those initial ones. And again, remember I talked about the N from DNA? This is why your niche is so important, and understanding it and clearly defining your person early on is so important, because now you get to duplicate those audiences. You get to make lookalike audiences, and you don't want to duplicate the wrong people. You want to make sure that you are bringing more of your exact customer into your business every single day just by running a simple $1 a day ad. Seriously. Now you are supercharging your business with more people that look like the people who opted in. You go even a step further. Now your automations become the power and the backbone behind your business, because you can't be there for every single person that comes into your brand. Only you can. You can through your automations. You can start to build the relationship. And a lot of people do this wrong. Let me know if this is you. They instantly start dropping their sales on people. They just met you, and yeah, you want to let them know that you've got sales there, absolutely. But when you create your automations, make sure you're giving value. Make sure you are, again, helping people use your product better. If you can help people do that, if you can answer a question quickly, if you can relieve their stress or anxiety or their pain point quickly, you got a customer forever. So those email automations continue to deliver value for you to your audience. They get to introduce you to your audience. You can cross promote to your audiences, get them to different sites of your social media, and then just build on the relationship. So drop me some diamonds if you got some value out of today's training. I know I covered a ton of things, but the thing you need to remember the most about today is the DNA, okay? Your deliverables to your niche that creates the authority and makes you the authority for the product they want. And then you have to create that brand, that creates your brand core that you are sharing with people every single day in a very specific strategy. That's how you're going to hack the Instagram algorithm. That's how you're never going to worry about it. We don't worry about it. I told you in the beginning that I had an incredible offer for you, and I do. I'm launching Instagram for Bosses, which is a quick, power-packed course that's going to help you grow your business without frustration of trying to figure out how to put together the whole plan. I know you're getting bits and pieces of information on how to actually strategically develop your content plan, which is essentially what you're going to need for Instagram and building and growth hacking. So literally right from the beginning, I'm going to teach you how to create the right keywords, the right hashtags, the right content, the right strategy for your business from the beginning. Small business creator, strategist, web designer, coach, it doesn't matter. Whatever your business is, Instagram for Bosses is going to give you that simple roadmap to getting targeted followers, getting your content seen by the right people, and literally owning your niche, because you can keep posting like forever, okay? You can keep putting up posts without a strategy that's going to help you, and you're not gonna see the growth. You're gonna be frustrated because you're like, I'm doing all this work and none of it is amounting to anything. Or you can eliminate the guesswork and join me inside of my proven strategy. I do it every day. I help my clients do it every day. You can click that IG Bosses link inside of our story highlights on Instagram. Clients are doing it every single day, growth hacking their Instagram. And so can you. You're gonna instantly learn, first of all, how to brand like a boss. We always start there because I wanna make sure that you're creating a visually appealing brand, because I've explained to you why it matters. You want people wanting to share your content. Okay, if they want to share your content, that's less in advertising costs to reach more of your ideal customers, because people are going to share it for you. And then you can take those audiences and replicate them on Facebook and all of those things. Okay, we're going to do content clues where I'm going to teach you how to create the right content and know that it's the right content for the right audiences. So figuring out what others are doing in your industry that are killing it and how you can then tailor this for your own business. That's the key. Keywords to success, we're gonna go through the different keyword development, okay, and exactly how I plan the keywords and develop them for the Posh Girls Club, and optimize your reach, okay? And you're gonna have lifetime access to this product. So that's probably one of the best parts, is that no matter what gets added in, you get those new additions. How to structure your brand story. You will get PDFs and workbooks that are gonna help you actually walk through each step. Of course, video where I'll be sharing some examples for you. So learn how to attract the right high converting customers through your brand story, and writing the perfect script, understanding exactly the elements that you're gonna need that will easily let you just share your story with the right people. And then we'll go on to your lead page creation so that you can create high converting lead pages, because the goal is to reach more people and then get them off of Instagram. In the next module, we'll go through tips on how to get more engagement, because engagement rules and it drives the algorithm, and it's gonna help you to continue to growth hack Instagram, hashtag goals, okay? And again, getting people off of Instagram, figuring out how to automate your emails and exactly what that all looks like. It's a 4-hour course. You can consume all of the content in 4 hours and then get to work implementing it. No dragging on of the course. No, literally get in there, get set up, and get to making money. Guy, that's the goal with this specific product, is to get you a quick setup with your content strategy that's gonna help you growth hack. It's gonna help you not worry about the algorithm and get more people into your funnels. And there's so much more than that, but one of the biggest and most important parts of this that you're gonna get inside of Instagram for Bosses is my client acquisition blueprint. Now, this is my roadmap for your whole plan. Like, branding is important, yes, your content is important, and then this would be, let's see, the third phase, okay, where you're really getting a clear vision for the plan for your customer inside of your business. So many people don't do this, and so they find themselves spinning their wheels, getting like shiny object syndrome. Oh, look at this one. Content that I teach at my masterminds and in high tier coaching and high touch coaching. So the client acquisition blueprint is going to be golden for you to understand. I mean, talk about a time saver. Understanding the path and the plan for your customer and getting the full outline of how to do that early on instead of like figuring it out as you go is the key to creating success in your business quicker. So you're going to get access to my client acquisition blueprint inside of Instagram for Bosses. So if you are ready to get to work and really start implementing the strategies that I know work and that my clients know are working, I've seen them, I've talked about them, I'm showing you the social proof. If you're ready to get to work, then we don't need to talk any further about it. I want you to know that it's available and it's going to help you grow your business with a clear and concise, quick plan of implementation for growing your business. And tap that link below to get inside of Instagram for Bosses. And again, if you learned or got any value out of today's training, please be sure to comment, like, share it with people that you know can get value from using it. Because we can all win, quite honestly. We don't serve the same communities. We don't do the same things. And even if we do, we don't do them the same, which means we don't do the same things. So I have tons of people inside of my community who are, who have their own social media agencies. We have the agency in the city. So we don't do the same things and our processes are different. Our personalities, our brand goals and values, they're all different. And so it doesn't matter what market you're in, okay? There's room for everyone if everybody is slinging in their lane. And that's just the reality of it, all right? So as always, it is my goal to give you value because I want to see you win. I want to see you kill it out here on social media, okay? I want to see your brands thrive. I really do. I want to see you live the life you imagine. And we do that through Wi-Fi and a dream over here. So if you're ready to hop in Instagram for Bosses, you can check that description below to get in and get to work, all right? Keep hustling, girls.